Our daughter Annie is raising 5 mostly plant-based kids, and when we take them to Costco to shop, it's amazing how they run for the produce section and the vegetables and get all excited, and not about the refined foods. What kids are like that?
Kale salad!
Blueberries? Okay, get a blueberry. Anyway, I've had her explain it on a couple of previous episodes, but I thought you'd like to see what a grocery haul looks like for her.
My name is Annie Bean from feedthemplants.com, and this is a grocery haul for my family of 7. We eat mostly whole food plants, and I cook a lot from scratch. So you'll notice not too many processed foods and a whole lot of fruits and vegetables. Let me show you what we got. I went to 2 stores this time. I go to Costco about once a month to stock up, and Winco is my go-to place for produce and in-between stock-ups. So we probably shop 3 or 4 times a month at Winco and just the once at Costco. So this was my once a month haul. Winco is clear on the other side of town, but I did the math and it saves hundreds of dollars for us to shop there, so that's what I do. Starting at Costco, I spent just about $200 this time. I always start in the produce department, and some of the things I just buy every time, others I have a specific recipe for. So romaine is just a staple at our house. We love it in beans and rice, and we also put it in a lot of Asian salads. Ditto with power greens. I usually get more than 1 bag this time I just got 1, but I'll throw that in smoothies and stir fries and soups. I have a salad in mind for this spring mix. I just love that it has like 8 or 10 different lettuces and greens in here without me doing any work. So that's a win for me. Tomatoes were an impulse purchase. I try never to impulse buy at the store unless it's in the produce department. But these were $3 off each box, so I got a couple of those. And we will chop those up and add them to whatever else we're eating. My kids like to eat them as snacks. Mushrooms, another one we buy all the time because I just add them to pasta sauces or scrambles or whatever I'm making. So we pretty much always pick up mushrooms. And then I just looked at what fruit sounded good. We doubled down on bananas. Like I said, I have 5 kids, and bananas are the perfect portable snack. We got some mangoes this time. My kids love those in oats for breakfast. I grabbed a pineapple. In case you don't know, you can twist the top off a pineapple. It twists right off, and then you can store upside down in your fridge. That's what I do. That's what I learned in Hawaii. Avocados, these are close to ripe. I don't like to buy them fully ripe because then they're kind of bruised. But if they're close to ripe, I'll give them a few days on the counter and then I'll put them in the fridge and they will last for several weeks in the fridge. Next, we're going to the easy foods. So I buy pasta sauce in a jar for those days when I am too strapped for time to make it from scratch. I haven't ever tried this brand before, but it was on sale and the ingredients were recognizable, so I went for it. We love paste salsa, but we like to mix it up with Jack's sometimes as a change of pace. Peanut butter and almond butter are also staples around here. I like to store them upside down because they're easier to mix. I also grabbed some hummus. This is another one I will sometimes make myself, but having it in the fridge kind of gives me a break when I need a quick snack for the kids. I'll just dollop this on a plate with some fresh veggies and they're good to go. You have got to watch out in the Costco snack department. Those snacks have taken over the store, and most of them not so good. They'll have a lot of labels about how healthy they are and keto and this and that and the other, but I try to stick to real food that I recognize. So I did get some dried fruit. These are dates, and this is mango with nothing on it, no sugar or sulfur or anything. It's just plain old mango. So delicious and kind of addicting, so I have to be careful with that. These are just dry roasted almonds with salt. We love to take these hiking with us, so these were they're a popular choice around here. This was my one kind of impulse splurge in the store. I have a kiddo who's having a hard time with grains right now in her belly, and so I was delighted to find a grain-free option for her. It's kind of coconut flour, cassava flour kind of chip. Not something I'd always buy, but she's delighted. And the last couple of things from Costco, these are a big treat at our house. They're just sparkling water with a splash of real fruit juice. That's it. But our kids think they're more special than soda. We have them on movie nights or when we have guests over. They're a fun treat for us. And finally, Costco had a great price on dried pinto beans. You have to keep your eyes open at Costco because they'll randomly have stuff I don't expect. But these pinto beans were something like 60 cents a pound. And I have a big bucket for each kind of bean in my pantry, and that 25 pounds will fill that bucket to the brim and last us for months. So we love it. I also got 3 frozen items at Costco. Let me go get those. All right, I got some frozen stuff too. These frozen mango chunks are magical because I can fill a blender cram jam 3/4 full with power greens, but just putting some mango chunks on the top, add some water and flax seeds, blend it up, and the whole smoothie tastes good. So we like these. We also like them in oats. Riced cauliflower, so convenient. You just have to remember to pull it out of the freezer ahead of time. I mix this about 50-50 with brown rice just for a change of pace and to add some extra different nutrition. And finally, this was another impulse buy. I forgot, but it's produce. This is zucchini. It's organic zucchini with a basil pesto, but it is plant-based vegan. And I am so excited every time I see something at Costco that's organic or plant-based vegan because I think the movement is catching on and I love it. So this is just gonna be a quick, easy side dish for me. Throw it in a skillet and heat it up for a few minutes and I can throw it with any meal we make. So I was happy to find this. A little bit of an ace in the hole. All right, so my second stop was Winco. We spent, again, right around $200. And you'll see we kind of divide it between produce, which will last us about 10 days, and then bulk food, because we buy a lot of our dried lentils and beans and spices and nuts and stuff from Winco. So we actually divided and conquered, my mom and I. We raced each other. I did all the produce, she did everything else, and she beat me hands down. That's how much produce we get. So starting at the beginning, I'm trying to use more fresh herbs in my cooking. They're kind of fun, and I like the variety of plants. So this time I got some mint. Haven't cooked much with that before, but I have a place I'm going to throw that in. This arugula, I've got a pesto I make with arugula, so that's what he's for, though I would just eat arugula all day long. I love it. My kids will snack on these tomatoes if I don't hide them, but they are meant to go in the pesto pasta as well. And all of these bell peppers here are just for snacks because they are a popular snack at my house. We also got fresh limes. I'm kind of hooked on these. These really zing up any Mexican dish I make, and Asian as well. There's something about a fresh lime, so we always get a few of those. Kale. Do I need to explain why I bought kale? I always buy kale. I mean, you just like cut it up, massage it, put it in a salad. So delicious. We always buy kale. This watercress is something special though. I'm trying to increase our variety of plants. So when I go to the store, I keep my eyes peeled for something kind of new that we don't get too often, and I try to toss that in a dish. So that watercress is destined for a quiche that I make with silken tofu. So you'll see the tofu too. Cucumber, another snack. Cilantro, obviously. These peppers, these in particular, these poblanos, this is another thing. When I cook up my beans and rice, we eat that a lot for lunches, and I'll try to just throw in a few different kinds of peppers when I make them, again, just for variety and for flavor. And I'm making some roasted root vegetables this week on the menu. So the radishes and parsnips and the sweet potatoes I already have in my pantry are for that purpose. We're going to roast them up. And roasted radishes are new to me, but I like them. I've tried them a couple of times now, and they are a hit around here. I always buy plenty of whole carrots and plenty of baby carrots. My preference is organic on carrots, but my Winco I went to today was really short on organic produce, so I made do with what I could find. These peppers are going to be a lunch for my husband. I'll just send those with him along with some hummus one day, and he'll just make a lunch of those. Apples and oranges are a staple for us because we can usually find them around $1 a pound or less year round. And my kids love fruit. So if I can find inexpensive fruit, that's going to be my go-to. And then we sprinkle in a few pricier things. So that's just a little thing of blueberries. We also always keep frozen berries on hand to put in our oats. Let's see, moving right along, these will last the whole month because they are not perishable. So I'll stock my pantry with squashes and onions and potatoes. We eat roasted squash every week at lunchtime. We have one lunch a week, and we'll do acorn squash, butternut squash, sweet potatoes. Sometimes I'll mash them up and I'll put coconut and cinnamon and nutmeg on them. Sometimes I'll sprinkle in a little dates on top, and my kids love it. They call it squash pudding, and it's a treat for us. So you might have noticed on the onions, I do use reusable shopping bags when it makes sense for me to do so. I like to store leafy greens in my fridge in the produce plastic bags, so I haven't gotten away from them yet. If you have a suggestion for me, leave it in the comments. But I do like these reusable bags for things like onions, squash, apples, that kind of stuff. And we can drop a link to those in the description. I went ahead and stocked up on tofu and tempeh for the month. We don't always eat tempeh, but I have a recipe. It's that same pasta, actually. You crumble it up and make like a sausage, and it's super good. These are for the quiche I have planned for breakfast this week. And then I just keep firm tofu on hand. About once a week, we'll have a tofu dish. And I believe this week it's going to be like an Asian peanut bowl with some baked tofu. So that's why I picked up tofu. We just like to keep it on hand. Now that is the produce haul at Winco. Next stop is usually bulk foods. I don't go in the middle of the grocery store for that much, honestly. I just picked up a few things and then I'll go over the bulk foods with you. So the few things from the middle of the store, I did pick up some canned kidney beans. Canned beans are helpful for me to have on hand for last minute desperate meals. Usually I pressure cook my beans. I'm not very good at pressure cooking kidney beans. They don't work out for me very well. So those are ones I'll throw in a chili or something from a can with my own home cooked black beans or pinto beans or whatever else. Again, if you know how to pressure cook kidney beans, leave that in the comments. Thank you. We love these crackers. They're called Wasa crackers. They come in kind of different varieties, but mostly they're just whole grain rye crackers. And that's all they have in them, just whole grain rye. So that's a good win for us. I also like that they aren't delicious on their own. That might be a weird thing to like about them, but I'm not tempted to just snack on crackers because they're very plain, but they're fun to dip in soup or to spread, guacamole or hummus on. So that's the perfect use for a cracker around here. My kids talked me into some fun herbal tea. We have a fancy tea party, every week or two, and they love this raspberry hibiscus. So we got some of that. And a little fancy pasta also. We have a few kids, I might have mentioned, that are having issues with grains. And so the fact that there's alternative pastas, we're kind of working our way through them, trying and seeing what we like. Finally, it's time for bulk foods. Now, I love bulk foods for several reasons. One, you can try smaller amounts of things that you're not so sure about buying, a whole package of. You can also get smaller amounts of seasonings or spices that maybe are called for in a recipe, but you don't know if you'll make them again. And I also love the price. The price is right when you're buying a lot of something. So I'll show you what I got this time, and I might mention what I normally get also, because this doesn't represent most of what I get from bulk foods. So this is some oregano. We often buy oregano online in bulk, but this will get us by till the next time we order. And it is pretty decent, and medium hot chili powder. You would not believe how cheap these are. I think this is like 30 cents of oregano, and this is like $1.50 worth of chili powder. That's going to make a lot of chili. My golden flax seeds, can't live without those. I grind those up and throw them in our breakfast every day and in smoothies as well. Love the omega-3s from those, and I like the flavor they add. This is a weird one. This is tapioca. It feels really good. This is tapioca flour or cassava flour, and it's used in, again, like those gluten-free baking recipes, and in particular, some grain-free pancakes we've been making for one of my kiddos who's struggling with grains. They're delicious. So we got some of that too. All right, behind door number 2, we have the rest of my bulk purchases at Winco. We also have this lineup of decadent fruit that my parents bought us as a splurge because they know the way to my kids' heart.
Because they're awesome.
And because they're awesome. So as I said, our Winco bill came to about $200. Our Costco bill came to about $200. But this is $75 worth of fancy fruit. So thanks to my parents, that's not usually part of our grocery bill. Let me show you what I did buy in bulk at Winco. 25 pounds of rolled oats. I went organic this time. Thrilled that they are carrying that. And again, I've got big buckets that I just put those in my pantry, and we eat oats every day for breakfast almost. I got some black beans. I've got some lentils, 25 pounds of lentils. They last forever in the pantry. They just don't go bad. So it's more convenient and less expensive for me to buy a bunch, and then I can just scoop out what I need when I cook. The last one I bought, this is pinto beans. I didn't mean to buy pinto beans. I meant to buy garbanzo beans. So I will be returning those and trading those in. All right, so that is our grocery haul. Is it looking like what you buy your family? Let me know in the comments.
Well, the problem is the most delicious part you've just glazed over.
Oh, we gotta introduce all the fruit. Yeah. All right, let's look at the fruit. So Grandpa is a sucker for black grapes. Everywhere he goes,
Yes,
black grapes, and I would say cherries. So those are your two favorite fruits? Yes, black grapes and cherries. So you'll see those featured prominently. Grandma is a big strawberry fan. She also loves raspberries, but she has learned if she buys raspberries, the grandkids eat them so fast, she hardly gets any. So she's saving those for when she gets home. Then she'll have her own private raspberry party, I'm pretty sure. These crazy grandparents also bought blueberries. And here in Oregon, we never buy blackberries because we get them wild all summer for free. But, you know, it's June and they want their blackberries early, so we're doing it. One thing I forgot to say, our grocery budget for a month for our family is right around $100 to $125 a person for the month. So I spent $400 this week, but I don't do that every week. Our whole month is usually $800 to $900. It really depends on the time of year and whether we're splurging on something like in-season berries or whether we're stocking up on maybe like a lot of dried goods that month. So it can vary, but it's not $400 a week.
It's funny how different Costcos have different things. She's in Oregon, we're in Silicon Valley, California, where we have a strong Asian influence, so we get things like that. And I don't know why she doesn't have Mary's Gone crackers in her Costco, but we love these. I know not everyone has time to prepare meals like she does, so we bought a bunch of prepared vegan meals to test them out, taste test them against the adults and the kids, and we'll do that in a future episode. Lauren is still eating hers. Daniel's still eating his.
They're good. It
You like 'em?
tastes like fermented cabbage.
Did you spit yours out?
Uh-huh. I didn't, but I still didn't like it.
Thank you for watching. We'd love to see your comments on what shopping tips you have. And also, I keep seeing comments about, we want to see more Annie Bean on this channel. So if you feel that way too, please like, and then she'll know that she's got to do another episode.